Jeff Slauson here from 19 News Now at the 19 News Digital Desk. Ohio State Highway Patrol announcing some pretty big initiatives to try and curb the amount of crashes, lower the amount of distracted driving, and make sure that people are just flat out paying attention. This is a problem that we have seen for a long time here. And in particular, during the summer when you have these construction zones in place, right? Your normal route is completely taken over by construction equipment. You're not paying attention, there's a crash. So that is why these announcements are happening right now as compared to doing it like in the fall. We see the construction heat up during the spring and the summer, and that is why the Move Over, Slow Down initiative is picking up here. Let's give a listen.
Or injury to others. From 2020 to 2024, on the Ohio Turnpike, there were 3,810 speed-related crashes where 18 people lost their lives and more than 1,500 people were injured. 326 crashes where a distraction was a contributing factor, causing one life to be lost and injuring 141 others. During the same time period, there were 29 fatalities where a safety belt was available but not in use. As you can see, in too many instances, these senseless and preventable tragedies resulted from dangerous driving behaviors. That is why the motoring public can expect to see the Ohio State troopers conducting high visibility patrols on the Turnpike through the rest of 2025, focusing on distracted driving, speed enforcement, and safety belt usage. The patrol utilizes a data-driven approach to identify areas where our troopers can have the biggest impact on changing driving behaviors to make the Turnpike and all of our state's roadways safer for everyone. But we can't just enforce our way to a safer Ohio Turnpike. To truly create the safest driving environment, we need a commitment from motorists to drive in ways that are responsible and safe. This commitment also extends to how we interact with commercial vehicles on the roadway. We want to remind the motoring public to use caution around commercial vehicles. Avoid the no zone by staying out of the blind areas in the front, back, and sides of these vehicles. Do not cut in front of a commercial vehicle as they require more stopping distance than a passenger vehicle. We equally ask our commercial drivers to drive alert, follow hours of service regulations, and be attentive to blind spots when changing lanes. Additionally, driving appropriately for road and weather conditions is crucial. Oftentimes, when a commercial vehicle is involved in a crash, people assume the commercial driver is at fault. However, many times that is not the case. Roadway safety is a shared responsibility, and by working together, we can make our roads safer for everyone. Simple things like driving the posted speed limit, not sending a text message while driving, and ensuring everyone in the vehicle is wearing their safety belt are all ways to instantly increase safety. In addition to making the right choice for yourself by doing the simple things I just mentioned and insisting others follow your lead, you have the power to influence others to make the right choice so everyone's family, friends, and loved ones can have them home at the end of the day. Not committing to these simple things can potentially result in life-ending or lifelong consequences. As winter continues, we want to remind motorists not to crowd snowplows and give Turnpike personnel room to work, whether it is in their plow truck or in Turnpike work zones when construction projects begin in the spring. Work zone safety is something that our troopers take seriously. We will work alongside our partners at the Turnpike and enforce laws within work zones to deter dangerous driving behaviors to protect those who are maintaining our roadways and keeping Ohio moving. Also, please be mindful of our troopers, first responders, and roadside Turnpike workers who are out there assisting motorists on a daily basis in close proximity to traffic. To put it into perspective, troopers have assisted more than 57,000 motorists on the Turnpike since 2020, and countless others have been assisted by other first responders and Turnpike personnel. Anytime you see flashing lights of any color on the side of the road, please move over. If for some reason you cannot, please slow down. Through a commitment to safety by motorists and our partnership with the Ohio Turnpike, we can keep the Turnpike safer for everyone. Thank you again for the opportunity to say a few words, and to all of you for coming out to the Cleveland Auto Show. I will now turn the mic over to Chris Mata, the Ohio Turnpike Deputy Executive Director and Chief Engineer. Chris? Thank you.
Good morning. The Ohio Turnpike values our partnership with the Ohio State Highway Patrol and our shared goal to keep the motorists and those that work on our roads safe. Thank you to the Greater Cleveland Automobile Dealers Association for the opportunity once again to promote safety to the audiences we are trying to reach, new car shoppers and their family. The new technology and innovations on display here at the auto show are designed to keep motorists safe. These are fantastic features which include adaptive cruise control, lane departure warnings, blind spot monitoring, and more. These systems are safety enhancements. They are not a replacement for safe, attentive, and responsible driving habits. Despite all the recent advances in vehicle technology designed to improve safety, unsafe driving behaviors alone cause more than 90% of fatal crashes each year nationwide. In Ohio, the unfortunate average is 3 lives lost per day. Working with the Ohio State Highway Patrol, the media, and others, our goal is to change unsafe driving behaviors, which will reduce crashes and prevent injuries and fatalities. We need to make sure that those using the built-in safety features in today's vehicles don't become more distracted or complacent as they become comfortable and reliant with that technology. All motorists, including professional truck drivers, should keep roadway safety in the forefront and be self-aware of unsafe driving behaviors which are preventable and include speeding, distracted, impaired, aggressive, and drowsing driving, following too closely, not wearing a seatbelt, failure to obey traffic signals and signs, and driving an unsafe vehicle. Improving roadway safety is a shared responsibility, and changing unsafe driving behaviors will not happen overnight. It will be an ongoing effort requiring years of hard work, a combination of public outreach, motorist training and education, law enforcement, and all of us influencing those around us to make the right choice. But that work will be worth it when we consider the 5,800 lives lost over the last 5 years on Ohio's roadways. Why? What are the reasons we lost so many people on our roadways? The top crash factors for both drivers of passenger vehicles and commercial vehicles include driving at an unsafe speed, improper lane changes, following too closely, and failure to yield the right-of-way. In 2024, the Ohio Turnpike had more than 56.1 million cars and trucks that traveled approximately 3 billion miles. That number is expected to remain about the same in 2025 as we celebrate our 70th anniversary in October. Providing safe transportation services is one of our guiding principles, and the goal is to get everyone to their destination safely. There are a lot of beautiful cars and light-duty trucks here at the Auto Show today, but let's talk a little bit more about our commercial driving partners, which make up about 25% of Turnpike traffic. Drivers of passenger vehicles should pay particular attention when driving near commercial vehicles and buses, which have many blind spots, less maneuverability, and require longer distance to slow down or stop. The American Trucking Association's Share the Road campaign recommends that drivers of passenger cars never cut in front of a truck, don't linger alongside a truck, pass safely and quickly to resume visibility, steer clear of front and rear blind spots. Remember, if you are following too closely and you cannot see the driver's face in the side view mirrors, they can't see you. And then allow trucks adequate space to maneuver. Next, I'd like to briefly discuss some distinct areas of concern when we are on the road. These are distracted driving, driving in winter or other weather-related conditions, moving over for stopped vehicles, and driving in and around our roadway work zones. Distracted driving and aggressive driving rank among the top deadly driving behaviors. We all should know by now not to use our phone while driving. In October of 2023, Ohio's phone down law while driving went into effect and became enforceable. It is estimated that this has prevented 3,600 crashes, 2,000 injuries, 17 fatalities, and saved $144 million in economic damages. Now that is some impact. To reduce the chances of being involved in a crash, motorists should always focus on the basics of operating a vehicle, such as obeying the rules of the road and driving to the conditions, especially during the winter season in northern Ohio. This winter has been a bit of a return to reality for Ohioans after the last few mild seasons. So far, we've experienced about 20% more snow and ice events when compared to the last 5 years. Turnpike crews are working around the clock when necessary to combat the storm weather. Motorists should take every precaution to avoid passing the snowplow trucks and allow extra space for the crews to clear the roadways. Don't crowd the plow. This may seem obvious, but unfortunately too many do not heed this advice and crash into snowplow trucks. Over 50 Turnpike and Ohio Department of Transportation snowplows have been struck this winter season. The safest place to be when driving in winter conditions is behind a snowplow truck. When it comes to the safety of our maintenance and construction crews, tow truck operators, highway patrol, fire departments, and emergency services, there are 2 year-round campaigns to keep in mind. These are Move Over and Slow Down and Work Zone Safety. Ohio's Move Over law requires drivers to move over and slow down for all stationary vehicles with flashing lights that are on the side of the road. These stationary vehicles include roadway construction and maintenance vehicles, law enforcement vehicles, and tow trucks. To remind users of this law, we have permanent roadway signs along the Turnpike that read "Move over and slow down" for all vehicles with flashing lights. Unsafe driving behaviors on the highway also put our maintenance crews and construction crews at a severe risk in work zones. During the peak of the construction season, we could have 1,300 men and women working out on our road. Our collective goal is to get them home safely at the end of their workday. With the roadway construction season expected to be in full swing in April, we would like to raise that awareness that everyone plays a role in work zone safety. We are urging motorists to drive safely in and around our work zones by establishing a safe following distance and being prepared to slow down and stop, maintaining the work zone speed limit, and avoiding distractions and pay attention to the signs. Speeding in work zones is a primary cause of crashes in work zones. Please use caution when driving through those work zones and move over and slow down with the vehicles with flashing lights so, again, everybody can get home safely. Together with our partners in law enforcement and in the community, we hope to encourage safe and responsible driving habits, which will go a long way in preventing crashes and injuries. Thank you for the opportunity today to promote roadway safety to protect all the motorists on our roadways and the men and women that work on them. Thank you.